Good morning, everyone. Let's start with our discussion. So the topic that I will be discussing is Western classical arts of Egypt. The objectives. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to identify and introduce the different types of arts such as paintings, sculptures, and architectures. B. The background information about the types of arts of Egypt. So, we have a pre-activity which is word arrangement. I will give you a 5 minutes to rearrange or arrange the jumbled words, and timer starts now. Okay, time is up, and now let's see if your answers are correct. These are answers. Number 1, check your papers or look on your papers if your answers are correct. Here it is provided, as you can see, the answers on the PowerPoint. So number 1 is Egyptian arts. Second, paintings. Third, sculpture. And the fourth one is architecture. Let's proceed to the other slide. So, Egyptian arts, an ancient Egyptian art includes the paintings, sculpture, architecture, and other arts produced by the civilization in the lower Nile Valley from 5000 BCE to 300 CE. An ancient Egyptian art reached considerable sophistication in painting and sculpture and was both highly stylized and symbolic. First, the first type of Egyptian art is the paintings. The purpose of Egyptian paintings is to make the deceased afterlife place pleasant. Most paintings were highly stylized, symbolic, and showed profile view of an animal or person. The main colors used were red, black, blue, gold, and green from mineral pigments that can withstand strong sunlight without fading. So this picture, as you can see, is a paintings from sarcophagus of Tutankhamen dynasty. Okay, class, ang dun sa purpose ng Egyptian is when this ang kanila is themes includes journey to the underworld, introducing the deceased to the gods of the underworld by their protective deities. So it emphasizes the importance here, the after death, or the life after death of gods and preservation of the knowledge of the past. Next. So here are the 4 pictures or paintings are provided in the PowerPoint. As you can see, there are color black, there are blue, and other colors. So let's proceed to the sculptures of Egyptian art. Sculptures of Egyptian art, it is a symbolic elements such as forms, hieroglyphics, relative size, location, materials, colors, actions, and gestures were widely used. So this picture, as the first picture was the Queen of Nefertiti painted limestone. The second one is the Pharaoh Menkaure and his queen sculptured with stone. So dito class, ang characteristic ng mga sculptures sa Egyptian art, they are more on symbolisms, were heavily used to represent the gods. They were represented as composite creature with animal heads on human bodies. Second characteristics of the sculptures, relief compositions were arranged in horizontal lines to record an event or to represent an action. The third one is most of the time that gods were shown larger than humans, and queens or kings larger than their followers, and the dead larger than the living. The fourth one, empty spaces were filled with figures or hieroglyphics. The last is, all individual components were all brought to the plane of represent and laid out like writing. So dito the information ng everybody dun sa Queen of Nefertiti, ito yung realistic with heavy lidded eyes, slender neck, and determined chin, and pure profile under her heavy crown. As you can see, meron siyang crown na which is painted with black. Then, Queen refers to the great royal wife of the Egyptian pharaoh. Next slide. So, these are the Egyptian sculptures. As you can see, they have the variety of sculptures. There are, makikita nyo sa mga headdress nila, there are integrated, which is the animals. Next, Egyptian architecture. Egyptian architecture. This architectural style was developed during the pre-dynastic period, 4000 BC. So this picture, as you can see, is the Pyramid of Giza. Wherein, on the left side, this is the architecture picture of the pyramid, and this is the finished product. Egyptian temples were built to serve as places of residence for the gods. They also serve as key centers for economic activity. Let's go back to the Pyramid of Giza for the information of everybody. The Pyramid of Giza are the most substantial ancient structures of the world. The three pyramids are funerary structures for the three kings of 4th dynasty. Next. And second is the Egyptian temples. Ito, na-built sila to serve as places of residence for the gods. They also serve as key centers for economic activity. Ancient temples were made of perishable materials like wood, reed, matting, and mud brick. Their walls were covered with scenes that were carved onto the stone, then brightly printed. Pharaoh fighting in the battles and performing rituals with the gods were the scenes found on the walls. So itong picture is called mastaba. It is a type of Egyptian tomb in the form of flat-roofed rectangular structure with outward sloping sides. So itong mastaba made up of mud bricks or stones. So for the activity named Assess Me. So the question number 1 is an art that includes the painting, sculpture, architecture, and other arts. Number 2, their purpose of their paintings is to make the deceased afterlife place pleasant. Number 3, what or who is this picture? Number 4, these were built to serve as places of residence for gods. 5th, this was developed during the pre-dynastic period from 4000 BC and built as a tomb of gods. So, write your answer in a short 1/4 sheet of paper, and afterwards I will cue you to pass your papers. Timer starts now. So, it's time to reveal the answers. Number 1, an art that includes the painting, sculpture, architecture, and other arts. The answer is Egyptian art. Their purpose of paintings is to make the deceased afterlife place pleasant. Number 2 answer is paintings of Egypt. What or who is this picture? The answer is Queen of Nefertiti painted limestone. Number 4, these were built to serve as places of residence for gods. This answer is Egyptian temples. Last, this was developed during the pre-dynastic period from 4000 BC and built as the tomb of gods. This is the Pyramid of Giza. Assignment. For your assignment class, make an advanced reading from other Western classical art traditions and provide brief information and proof. That's all. Thank you and God bless.